I'm here by the grace of God.
Sometimes you feel guilty because you are a survivor.
You hate to call it an anniversary because sometimes it's an anniversary none of us want to think about.
And then, of course, you have the big one, the Super Outbreak of 1974. It changed everything profoundly in weather.
Prior to April 3rd of 1974, there had never been more than 2 EF5 tornadoes in a single day. On that day, however, there were 7. As history would later reveal, 2 of those EF5 monsters would touch down only minutes apart and just a few miles from this location where I'm standing along the banks of the Ohio River. In fact, one of them would cross the river right here in downtown Brandenburg.
Looking ahead 24 hours, that everything was stacking up in the atmosphere, that thunderstorms, tornadoes were possible, etc. And we all know what happened on that Wednesday.
I didn't know what a tornado really meant, to be honest. I mean, 18 years old, I didn't care about the weather.
I was a bivocational Baptist minister. I was the pastor at Cold Spring Baptist Church in Battletown and worked for the Meade County Messenger.
And he came in and the windows were all out of his car and he couldn't even hardly talk. He said, "Your town is gone." I said, "What are you talking about?" He said, "Your town is gone."
I don't know what we were doing, but my brother, we have this big picture window, and he looked out and said, "What's that? What is that, Mama?" And she said, "Oh my God, get to the basement, it's a tornado." And we were dead in the track of it.
And it got so loud and dust falling through the floors, and then just the windows, you could hear everything breaking, and then total silence for, it seemed like forever.
There was bricks and stuff all over the vehicles out there, and the whole front of our shops was destroyed.
I said, "Take me through town." And we got to where Big O is right now. And you look across and there's nothing. For the Baptist church and all that is nothing. I got out of the car, ran down the hill, went behind the old library and down where she was. When I got to downtown Brandenburg, it looked like a bomb had gone off. I mean,
One of them, that a state policeman could not get into Brandenburg because of all the debris.
Doing now, getting our numerical models down to where they can predict individual thunderstorms and their intensity. Even with all of that, a storm can produce a tornado that hits a city very quickly, and then there may be significant loss of life associated with it.
That's kind of the one thing I remember about the storm, just the sheer magnitude of the damage and the length of the paths that we saw doing some of those damage surveys. And then subsequently, I went out on the ground with Dr. Fujita to Louisville, to Brandenburg.
So when I tell my story, I tell it to honor the memory of those lives that were lost. I tell it to support those survivors that were left behind and struggled for years and years with those losses. So it's in their memory and their honor.
Yeah, I'm sure there's a lot of kids, of course we're all in our 50s now, from that time period that, like myself, we probably have some PTSD of, what we went through.
It's just the scared feeling of thinking a tornado's gonna come again.
Yeah.
It's still vivid, and I just never want to go through another one.